So the crazy thing about art making is that you don't want to wire it. You don't want to figure it perfectly out, because it doesn't make your art so interesting. Like when you get it perfect, when you finally wired it, you kind of can't stay there too long. It's too bad, because in other areas of life, that's what we're trying to do. You're trying to get the perfect souffle. You're trying to, really nail a top, and or a story or a manuscript, but in art, it's fortunately, unfortunately different. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so check this out. So when we are working, if I'm working on something and I know how to do something and I'm familiar with this, it's comforting. Like I know how to make this shape. I do this shape all the time. And it's not that you would be comfortable doing this, but I'm comfortable doing this because I know how to do this. I like this shape. I'm practiced at it. I do it a lot, and I can just like get it. I just do this, I get that. And then I can come in and do more of this, keep going with this. And this is just, I'm using this as a metaphor for doing the thing that we know how to do, right? That we tend to repeat ourselves, and there's good reasons to do that, because we know the outcome and everyone likes it usually. That's often why we do the things we do over and over and over again. But I want to invite you, or just remember, I think it's fairly obvious, but I don't know, that in art, the really amazing stuff happens when you don't know entirely what's going to happen. So if I'm doing the same thing all the time, it kind of works. But because I've done it so much, I already know what's going to happen, and I'm not that engaged in it. But if I do something where I approach it differently and start doing some different things to this, where I don't know what's going to happen, suddenly I become more curious and more creative, oddly engaged. And I'm learning something now, because I didn't know that this could happen. This is a wonder. This is crazy. So we almost have to force ourselves to forget what we know sometimes in order to make powerful art that is personal, that's more current. In other words, we have to stay an amateur. We don't want to become a master. We want to stay an amateur, because in being an amateur, we get all the benefits. And this is good news for those of you who consider yourselves amateurs. This is exactly where we want to be, to where things can happen in our art that we don't know, and things and ideas and unplanned accidents that are going to engage us and allow our work to become more like how we are in the present. Going to the edge of not knowing is a really great idea in art. And so I'm just sort of mentioning this today and just sort of doing this because maybe for some of you, it'll push you today. I know I struggle with this, and I'm not always as brave as I could be. But when I get it, that's when for me, when all the amazing things have happened in my art has happened when I've been doing things that I'm not sure of what's going to happen. And then, of course, something happens and you you fall in love with it, and then you tend to repeat that all the time. So it is it's an ongoing challenge. But let me know, are you comfortable not knowing where you're going and staying an amateur in this? I think it's really, I think it's one of the goals and one of the cool outcomes of being involved in art, that we get to stay an amateur. So this whole idea of staying an amateur in your art, especially as you become more and more learned, kind of came out of this amazing conversation I had with writer, artist, speaker, Austin Kleon. I don't know, you might have seen his book, Steal Like an Artist. It's this really cool book about how you can be influenced by other artists. Anyway, I had this amazing conversation. It was so good. It got me thinking about how I could share this conversation. And we have now created the Art to Life podcast. It's going to be coming out on Wednesdays. And we're going to be covering all kinds of, talking to amazing artists. It's all about the creative process. It's about the journey and finding your way as you go as an artist. And we've got some amazing, incredible conversations, cool stories, all kinds of things to share with you. But it's not ready yet. It's coming out on Wednesday. They're always going to come out on Wednesday. But so for this week, this very first episode, the very first time we're launching this thing, we're just going to send an email. And if you get this vlog already, you're on the email list. If you don't, or if you want to make sure, just click the link below and sign up, and you'll be included. We're only sending this podcast out one time. After that, you can subscribe. There's going to be pictures, links, all kinds of cool stuff that you can check out. And it's going to be part of the Art to Life website. On Wednesday, there's going to be a new little pull down that says podcast. It has the links, and it has all kinds of photos and all kinds of stuff in there in previous episodes. And there's some new bonus content on there that's already waiting for you when that comes out. So thanks so much for being here, and I will see you on Wednesday, and hopefully you'll be able to listen to this podcast on Wednesday. Thanks, everyone. Okay. Hey, everyone, if you found this helpful, I have a whole lot more to teach, share, and inspire you with every single week. So please join the Art to Life YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button below. Okay, great. Let's do this.